all you beautiful and amazing people. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to the show. If you're new to the channel, I'm your host, Hyde. This is Hide and Seek Media, where we talk about news, sports, politics, and so much more. So, Joe Biden has come out and said that he's going to run for re-election in 2024. Now, some people might not think that's a good idea. Some people might think that's a good idea. I personally, am kind of on the fence. So I decided I wanted to look into a few articles and see what other people were saying about it. And what I found was some interesting polls about what people in both parties think about Joe Biden as president and whether he should run again or not. And I found it interesting. Thought you might find it interesting, so I figured I'd share it with you guys. Because 2024 election cycle's getting ready to start up, and we're about to get bombarded with presidential election campaign commercials and flyers and ads on Facebook and all kinds of stuff, right? It's about to get seriously crazy. Now, we know Joe Biden is going to run. He has made that very clear. Now, President Trump hasn't come out and said whether he's officially going to run in 2024 or not. But most people believe he is, and most signs point to him running again in 2024. Now, there has been speculation that Ron DeSantis could run against Trump for the Republican primary. There's also some speculation that Ron DeSantis may run on the ticket with Trump as VP. So there's a lot that still needs to be hashed out before we get to 2024 and find out who the next leader of the country is going to be. Because there are some people who don't believe Joe Biden is doing a very good job at leading the country. Then there's some people that say he's doing an job, and that's why maybe he should run for president again. Maybe not. But I personally think he's doing a terrible job, right? Inflation, I don't even want to go into all the different problems that we have in this country right now under this administration, right? So with that being said, I wanted to see what other people are saying about it. And I found some stories. So we're going to get into those in just a second. But before we do, here at Hide and Seek Media, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to discern the news to everybody, to all of you. But before we do, here at Hide and Seek Media, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to read the news, use logic and reasoning along with my gut reaction to filter out the truth as best I can and bring it to you guys. Now, I will admit, sometimes I can go off the rails, but hey, it's entertaining. And for those reasons alone, you should hit that subscribe button. So if you like the work I'm doing here and you want to help support the channel, there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. I list crypto wallets in the description that you can donate to. I have my own merch link where you can go buy funny political t-shirts and hoodies. If you use code 1776, I'll give you 20% off your entire order. I also have a locals community that you can go join. And with a premium membership of just $2.99 a month, not only will you get access to every video that I put up on my community, but also bonus footage and articles that I write exclusively for locals. So head on over there and become a member. But really, the best way you guys can help support my work and support this channel is by smashing that like button and sharing this video on all social media platforms. Those two interactions alone will show YouTube's algorithm that my video needs more impressions, and that will bring more people to the channel. So smash that like button and share this video. But let's get to that first article from Axios, where President Biden has to reiterate that he is running in 2024. So I have this first story pulled up here from Axios, right? White House reiterates Biden's plan to run for re-election in 2024, right? And I found this story kind of interesting and funny because, first of all, this was put out last month. Okay, I think the date on this story is, let's see. I want to say it's June something. I don't see it right here. June 13th. There it is. So, right, June 13th, that was a month ago. We're talking about. And he has to reiterate that he is running for president. Why? Because nobody in the party believes that Joe Biden is a viable candidate for the 2024 presidential election. They just don't buy it. A lot of them are saying he's going to be too old. We can see his cognitive dissonance is going south very fast. I mean, reading prompter instructions, end of quote, repeat the line, and then the White House going and changing the transcript, right, to make it look like he didn't say that. So I can understand why the Democrat Party is not willing to just jump on board with Joe Biden 2024, right? And that story led me to this story where I found from the Daily Mail, Biden is getting irritated by Democrats who won't back him to run for re-election in 2024 when he will be 81, and lack of respect from colleagues and the press. President Joe Biden and his allies are reportedly frustrated by an early hesitance shown toward him likely running for re-election in 2024. Democrats across the political spectrum, from Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to Senator Joe Manchin, have avoided telling reporters they will back Biden. It comes as the president approaches a full year with sinking poll numbers. The New York Times also highlighted recent frustration with Biden and Democrat leaders for failing to mount a more significant immediate response to SCOTUS. This story goes on to just say, that Democrats, the left, right, the left-leaning Democrats like AOC and Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar and all the squad and all those radical left, far left Democrats, they're not going to support Joe because he didn't do enough. He's not opening abortion clinics on federal lands like AOC and Elizabeth Warren are screaming, right? He's not doing all of these things, right, to further their political ideology. And so they're not going to support him. And besides, they only supported him in 2020 because it was getting rid of Trump. That's all it was. If Ron DeSantis runs against Trump, there's a good chance the Democrats will funnel money to DeSantis' campaign through ads and whatever, so that he does become the nominee because they think they have a better chance of beating DeSantis than they do Donald Trump. Because if Donald Trump wins the presidential nomination for the Republican Party again, it's a good chance he's going to win the election, especially after the few years that Joe Biden has already had. So, again, this story led me down that rabbit hole, and I found another story from The Atlantic. Now, this is the same publication that put out a story in 2020 where they were basically saying, Joe Biden, just stay alive till November. We just need you to stay alive to November so that we can beat Orange Man bad, right? Now, they're saying why Biden shouldn't run in 2024. Yes, he's fit to be president right now, but he's too old for the next election. Now, if 78 is fit to be president now, but 81 or 82 is not going to be fit for president in 2024, will 78 be fit to be president in 2024? There's a question you'll have to ask The Atlantic when Donald Trump announces he's running. Because I promise you, they will have a story that says Donald Trump is not fit to run mentally, physically, or because of the January 6th. Some one of those three factions, if not all three of those factions, will come into play in that story that will come from this publication. Mark my words, I said it here first. Right? But we all know why Joe Biden shouldn't run for election in 2024, and it has nothing to do with how old he is. It has everything to do with the fact that the man has lost all mental capacity, right? He is losing his faculties in front of the entire world. And how do you think that makes us as Americans look? 81 million people voted for this man. Okay. The most votes in American history for a president ever. And this is what we get. To me, all of this looks like a lot of people just voted for Joe Biden to get rid of Donald Trump because they didn't like Donald Trump. I don't know. You tell me. Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Am I onto something or am I just crazy? Right? How did you vote? Did you vote for Joe Biden? If so, how do you feel about it now? Because I found this story from timcast.com. Just 26% of Democrats say they want Biden to be their nominee in 2024. 26%. And goes on to say a 64% majority of Democrats want someone other than President Joe Biden to be their party's nominee in 2024, according to a new poll. The poll, which was conducted by the New York Times Siena College, found that just 26% of Democrats want Joe Biden to run again. Currently, Biden has an extremely low 33% job approval rating. Just 13% of American voters told the pollsters that they believe the nation is on the right track, the lowest point in Times polling other than during the financial crisis a decade ago. So take that into consideration and listen to what I just said. That is the lowest point in New York Times polling since the financial crisis a decade ago. That's lower than Trump. But Orange Man bad. In the report on the poll, the Times referred to his approval as perilously low and noted Republican opposition is predictably overwhelming, but more than 2/3 of independents also now disapprove of the president's performance and nearly half disapprove strongly. Among fellow Democrats, his approval rating stands at 70%, a relatively low figure for a president, especially heading into the 2022 midterms when Mr. Biden needs to rally Democrats to the polls to maintain control of Congress. The report added, in a sign of deep vulnerability and of unease among what is supposed to be his political base, only 26% of Democratic voters said the party should renominate him in 2024. So there you have it. Barely over a 25% want Joe Biden as their nominee. But I read this story and I thought, okay, well let me look around and see if I can find, another story. And I did. So I found this one from the Daily Wire. Many Americans think neither Trump nor Biden should run in 2024, poll finds. It goes on to report, 2 polls released Tuesday show that a large swath of Americans think neither former President Donald Trump nor President Joe Biden should run for office again in 2024. Politico Morning Consult polling found that 35% of Americans think Trump should run in 2024. 25% think he definitely should run, while 10% think he probably should run. But 61% of Americans think he should not run again. The poll found 48% of Americans believe Trump should definitely not run, and 13% think he probably should not run. Now, on the flip side of that coin, the same poll found that about 28% of Americans think Biden should run for president in 2024, and 14% think he definitely should, while another 14 probably he thinks he probably should. Conversely, 64% of Americans think he should not run, with 46% believing he definitely should not run, and 18% thinking probably not. So, over half the country firmly believes neither one of these guys should be running for president in 2024. Now, I don't know about you, but I definitely don't like what President Biden has done with the country. Now, it could be that I'm just biased because I lean a little more conservative, in my libertarian views than I do, progressive. But it is what it is, right? I see the country through the lens I see it through. I can't help that. That's just the way it is. So, being that as it may, I believe if it's between Trump and Biden, give me Trump all day. Okay? If I have Trump and DeSantis, now I have to weigh my options. Okay? I have to weigh my options. Do I want the bull in the China shop for 4 years and then have DeSantis come, kind of clean it up a little bit? Or do I think DeSantis can do a good enough job without the bull destroying everything and do what needs to be done to fix the problems in our government? I'm not sure about that yet. I like what he did in Florida, but I'm not sure he can do what needs to be done to correct the problems in our government right now, whereas Trump can be a wrecking ball in a second term. DeSantis would be worried about a second term. Trump wouldn't be. And that could be the key difference in how I look at their campaigns if DeSantis runs against Trump for the Republican nomination. We're not even sure that's going to happen. In the end, it looks like Biden isn't even getting the support of his political party. Trump at least is getting that, even though those polls show a majority of the Americans don't want neither one of them. At least Trump has a good portion of the Republican Party behind him, and they are clinging onto his coattails for the 2022 midterms. So all of that is in Trump's favor. Now, whether he runs for office in 2024, nobody knows 100% for sure if he is or isn't. He just redid his plane and had all that stuff, upgraded and revamped and ready to go. So all indications look like he is going to run, but nothing's definite until he actually comes down the escalator, right? So we'll see what happens. My personal opinion is it's going to be a fantastic show, to say the least. It's going to be great to see Joe try to make it through some debates and give some answers off the cuff. That's going to be interesting to watch. If DeSantis and Trump do run against each other, now that's going to be interesting to watch. I'd like to see how Trump handles DeSantis, because bullying him like he did Marco Rubio and Jeb Bush and all them isn't going to work. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. So I don't know. 2024 could be shaping up to be a crazy election year, even crazier than 2020. We don't know yet. But what I do know is that Democrats don't want Joe Biden. Do you? If you've made it all the way to the end of the video, I appreciate you guys watching. It really does mean a lot to me that you've made it this far in the video. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified anytime I drop a new video. Smash that like button. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this video and the topic. I love to engage with my viewers, so feel free to fire away. But mainly what I really would love for you guys to do is to hit that share button and share this video on all social media platforms. That's really going to help me build my channel and grow this to something great. I really appreciate everything you guys are doing, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.